Hello, everybody. Buddy with Midland, Texas got a comment yesterday on TikTok, and it was Armando said, I work for Home Depot, and I can confirm we have underground tunnels. That is where we keep all the merchandise that it says it's available online and you can never find. And I said, do you work at the Midland Home Depot store? I didn't get a confirmation. I shared this on my Facebook and put the title Confirmation of Tunnels under the Home Depot. Okay. And then I started adding some of the evidence because I always take screenshots of what people say, and that way I have a record of it for proof. And here's this guy, Joseph Matthew Gomez. He says, I think this dude was trolling you. Well, I don't think he was trolling me. I said, I can only speak for the Midland Home Depot, but I'm sure there are tunnels leading from there to my home and used for the underground parties. I believe this tunnel was used by the people who shot me with my phone lines cut in the Midland Police Department, who I tagged, that helped them get away with it. I think the Midland Police also use the same tunnels. I showed this recently. This is from Google Earth Maps, and you can see where they cut a ditch, cut a tunnel coming directly from the Home Depot store here, aimed right at my house. In my backyard's one of the underground homes. That's where the oil show parties were going on. Okay. Sylvia Flores, I took a screenshot. She said that she remembers tunnel parties behind the Home Depot store when she went to Midland Lee, and I'm going to show you that. I took this print screen of this. She says, I remember back at Lee High School getting invited to the tunnel parties behind the Home Depot. That would mean that a lot of people know, unless you want to call all these people liars, right? Robb Bidd, okay, he says, I mentioned a basement being under the Midland Home Depot to a girl I know is bad off the meth, and her first response was, how do you know this? Be careful who you're telling that to. How it's dangerous. You need to be careful who you're talking to about that. He says, so I know she knows. Okay. Once again, we call him a liar too if you want. You just want to call everybody a liar? Flo Rivas said her son works for Home Depot and his co-workers heard kids under the bathroom floor. The bathrooms are next to where the tunnel is going to my home. Okay. Here it is. Flo Rivas Rocha. My son works at Home Depot and his co-workers heard kids underneath the bathroom floor. Once again, we can call everybody liars or we can investigate it. And when you get this many people saying the same thing, you can bet it's true. This lady just told me that the story of a woman who said she had been drugged and raped in tunnels by the Midland Home Depot store. Okay. I just recently got this one on TikTok. She said there were tunnels at the Home Depot in Midland, Texas. She said she was drugged and raped and was lucky to be alive. Okay. And on July 2nd, 2019, I met Homeland Security Agent Paul Cervantes at the Midland Home Depot store, and I showed him where I believe the tunnels were located going from there to my home. 2 weeks later, the ground was dug up and concrete was poured there. Here's a screenshot from the video from them pouring concrete. I had just met Homeland there 2 weeks earlier, okay? And once again, I'm showing you, I had showed Homeland where that tunnel was located and what I call a human traffic and murder tunnel. They were covering up a human trafficking murder tunnel. Homeland Security, okay? And then this morning, I wake up to this rude message from Stephen McCandles. I took screenshots. Starting to think you're full of it. Used to kind of believe you. All that evidence, and he says that. Can you imagine that? And the Golden Beatty takes that for me. Well, you're wrong. And then I do a little write-up, and I say, my case isn't built on my ability to convince you, but on the facts and evidence. And that starts with multiple proofs showing that I was not shot with my gun, which makes me the crippled victim. The evidence shows that somebody had sneaked under my home, cut my phone lines, and then shot me from point blank range by surprise with my phone lines cut. They then listened to me scream for help while waiting for me to die. This isn't something I need to convince anybody about because the truth stands on its own merit. This was cold-blooded, premeditated murder, and by a miracle of God, my life was saved. It's capital, and that's capital letters, by the way, attempted murder because it was done during the commission of a felony, and that felony was the home invasion, aka burglary of a habitation. In Texas, that means life in prison, but if I had died as planned, then this would be a death penalty case. That's how serious this is. Furthermore, Aaron Packelhofer said there had been 4 murder deaths here before they cut my phone lines and shot me. You want to call him a liar too? You just want to call everybody a liar? I found evidence which has convinced me that the previous owner, Mike Lawhon, was killed here and taken to Fort Worth the week before the 2008 oil show parties were going to start in the underground home in his backyard. Obviously, he was one of the 4 that Aaron told me about, and they're killing one homeowner after another. This could still be a death penalty case. Your choice to publicly insult me on my own Facebook page makes me wonder if you have information about these tunnels, underground homes, and parties that are connected with capital crimes and murders. If so, I suggest you report them to law ASAP. I'm going to show you this print screen from Aaron Packelhofer here. And he was a businessman here in Midland. It says, but if I can ask, there were 4 people who were murdered, died in your house. What are their names? I didn't know their names. I have a guess now who those 4 are. You know, I might make a video of that but I don't know for a fact. Okay. Emily Maddox, she posted on my Facebook. It was real nice. She said, Psalms 91. It does appear that some of your gang stalkers are trolling you online as well as doing it in person. But if you keep putting the truth out there and stay close to the Most High and His Word, praying for you, bud, love and peace. Very, very nice. And I said, thank you, Emily. And that's my scripture of protection, which I need. I'm very aware these are violent and dangerous criminals who are now believed to be involved in multiple murders. Okay. And then here, I put this last comment on here. We'll close this out. I said, Home Depot is directly behind my home, and in my backyard is one of the 4 underground homes said to have been put in for the Bushes in 1987 with a budget on permit for $7.35 million. It's called the Safe House Project. Tisha Brumley told me that the underground homes is where the oil show parties were held. My friend Angie McGee Hurley told me about a young girl that was murdered at a 2010 oil show party because she didn't want to pee. Okay, I can't use the word. She was afraid to report this murder and said that high-level police were also at those parties. Maybe those high-level police have caused the obstruction of justice in the crimes and murders here. Multiple murders. Okay. This was found on old Google Maps right here, and you go to the map screen, you see a large bunker in my backyard. Okay, on the satellite screen you can't see it from above ground. I wrote the city and I told them about it, and it got deleted from Google. Okay, here's a print screen from Tisha Ann Wilkinson Brumley. It's somebody else you can call a liar or crazy. You got a whole bunch of people to call liars, right? I've had friends and been involved in those oil show parties. They're exactly what you say. There are underground homes. Okay. And Jessica Lee Hadley says, I've been to 2,000 oil field shows. I tell you what, there's more than just that one girl that was murdered or raped because she didn't do whatever they wanted her to do. This is Buddy Webb, Midland, Texas. Absolutely 100%. No doubt that there was a tunnel behind the Home Depot store, and I believe it was used for these underground parties. And there's a just incredible obstruction of justice going on here connected with multiple crimes and murders. Buddy Webb.